What's going on? Okay, let's make sure this is all set up. I'm trying something new today. Trying to live stream to all the places. Okay, so hope this is going well. I hope you're having a great day. I hope um you're trying new things based off of this podcast, this live stream, this show, this information. Um I am trying a bunch of new things. I have been trying a lot of new things recently. And we're going to kind of talk about what happens when you try new things or do something that requires your effort. Okay. Before I jump into that, first of all, my name is Joel Casanova. I'm the creator and founder of Beat Hunter Dance. This talk show exists to help your dance journey be healthy, productive, and 100% yours. And if you look in the description, I'll probably have to add it to Facebook and Instagram afterwards. I'll figure it out. The point is, I have a Substack. A Substack is just a place for all of my, it's like a site, a website to host all of my talk show episodes. I am like backlogging a lot of things because I just decided to get it just recently. So we're on episode 65 right now. And I think I just posted episode 8 in there. So on YouTube, everything's there. On Facebook, at least on YouTube, everything is there, cataloged, right? You can just check it out there, as well as, Spotify, Instagram, Substack, Apple Podcasts, all those things are kind of being backlogged right now, so you can kind of go back and see the other things that we've been doing. I act as if I'm a team. The things that I've been doing. So all of that is just ways for you to continue checking out what I've gone through and the different topics that I've gone through. So you don't just lose them. You can go in there for free and see what's been going on. So the idea behind all of it is to give you those three things, or give you tools and information to get those three things. A dance journey that's healthy, that's productive, and 100% yours. The whole mindset behind everything that I'm doing is summed up in this book that I wrote called The POV Curriculum. And that is about to be released both on Patreon and on Substack. So you can read the chapters piece by piece. If you become a paid subscriber, or if you're on Patreon, you can buy the book straight up and I'll just send you a PDF. The point behind all of that is, if you want to support the channel, you totally can. And it's all of the mindset behind all these episodes that I've been giving you in one place, right? So it's like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I believe we should think like in order for our dance journeys to be healthy and benefit us in the best way possible. Because everyone has a mindset on dance. Everyone has ideas on what being successful in dance means, having goals in dance, having standards or different relationships, who you should dance with, who you should dance for, whether they're meeting the criteria of things that are good for you, having purpose or standards, self-worth, all these different things. There's 6 topics in the book, and it's all summed up into this. Everything I talk about hits a specific point where you're like, okay, I have a mindset for this now. And everything, all the episodes that I do on the talk show are tied to that, I would say. So it's a really, really good resource that's about to come out really soon. It's done. I'm just needing to release it. So, again, doing new things, which kind of goes to our topic of the day, which is stress in dance. Okay. Outside of dance itself, stress in general has good stress and bad stress, right? We're only told about bad stress where like everything's awful and I'm freaking out because I have a deadline, or I'm trying to do this thing and I don't know how it's going to happen, or blah, 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 right? That is legitimate stress, okay? That's not illegitimate. But there's also good stress. There's this pressure that we get when we're under stress to do something new, especially, there's a lot of different areas that you can take stress into just in dance in itself. I'm kind of narrowing it down to whether you're taking a step or not. Or once you've taken a step, what goes through your mind when that happens, right? So, disclaimer, I'm not a professional mentally. Okay, I'm not a mental professional, which is different from what I just said. I'm not a mental professional. I am not an emotional professional. I'm just talking from my experiences as a dancer, as a human. So, if you need medical advice, seek a medical professional. I'm specifically a dance professor. Okay, I am super interested in the education and growth of dancers in an organic fashion through my business, Beat Hunter Dance. So when it comes to good stress versus bad stress, I would say personally, what I've seen in my students, in myself, in other dancers that are just my peers or in people above me, is that when you start relating the stress that happens in dance to yourself and your identity and what it means for you forever, right? If like the permanency of the stress and the effect it has, right? So like if I don't get this audition, or if I don't make it into this team, or if I lose this award or this competition or whatever, if I don't get that, then this means X for me forever, right? I am an awful dancer because I didn't make it into the team. I am not a good dancer because I didn't get this award, or I need to create a piece or learn a piece or, compete in a piece, and it's all on me. And if this doesn't happen, I have ruined the team and I'm an awful influence on the team. I should just quit, right? These are very permanent things that you're like, I myself as a person have affected this thing, right? Your dance journey, I've said millions of times before in this talk show, is like an organic trail. It's there's no path that you're following. You're beating the path yourself. Beat Hunter Dance. You're hunting the path that you are on right now. And so it's gonna change. You're gonna have failures. You're gonna have successes and different things. Good stress is what happens when I see the fact that you care about something, and sometimes it takes someone on the outside to make you realize that, right? I just saw a video of my very first dance teacher ever, Fenton Foljam. He has a dance studio in Texas where I grew up, and he was talking to these kids, like they're maybe 8, and they're all on a team together. There's like 5 of them. And so he was like, you guys ready for this competition? Like, you're going on stage, you're going to be on stage for the first time and all this different stuff. And he starts asking them how they feel. And some are like, oh, I'm nervous. And he's like, that's good. That's so good. Being nervous is good because it means you care, means you have the butterflies. Butterflies are okay. And then one kid's like, I'm scared. And he's like, no. You don't have to be scared. Scared is when you mess up. Scared is what happens when it affects you. And you're going to mess up the choreography. You have prepared for this. You've trained for this. You are continuing to train for this. So that's why we have practices. Fear and being scared will get in the way of you performing your thing. Butterflies are okay. Butterflies means like you're like giddy and you care about what's going on. And I didn't realize that he had that mindset, because I tell that to my students and the studios that I've taught at before for like all my teaching career. And it's like, people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm like, that's good. That's good. You should be nervous. Like you're doing something that you care about and you're taking the next step, right? Bad stress will tell you, don't do this thing. You're going to mess it up. Don't take the next step. It's not worth it. Or you've taken a step that you shouldn't have taken. You bit off more than you can chew. This is bad for us. It's your brain's way of like protecting itself. Like, oh my gosh, like bunker mode, right? You have no reason to be in a bunker in your dance journey. You have all the reason to be as loud and expressive and mess up publicly in your dance journey, because it's a journey. It's not like a checker box that I do this yes or no, right? You're growing, it's developing. I mean, even like plants have to get pruned. Like they didn't do anything wrong. You're just pruning the things that are kind of weaker so that it grows stronger. So you're entering into a space where you might be weaker because you've never done before, because you care about it very much and it's very delicate and important and intimate to you. So you're pruning off the weakness that you have in that area in yourself so that you can grow stronger. Botany and plants and herbology, right? So like, good stress is like, I want to do this thing and I really hope it goes well, versus like bad stress is like, don't take the step, or you've taken the step and you've messed up already without even doing anything, right? So like, I hit these walls in my business personally, like when I'm trying to build a class or market this specific way or grow my students, or when I was writing the book, I was like, what am I doing? I've never written a book before. And it took me realizing that to say confidently, I'm a writer. I am. I'm just putting my thoughts into paper, right? And so like, writing and expressing it in words, I'm a good writer. This is my first book. Technically, I had another one that's coming out. We'll talk about that later. But the idea is like, I am writing this. I wrote this book. I have another one that I'm going to go back to and edit because it's been years since I've done it. I'm a different person. I'm also writing like a nonfiction book. Like a story. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like these things that I have hurdled over that I'm like, I feel stressed when I share it with other people when I'm doing, because I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. And then the other side of me is like, yes, we do. Just put the thoughts down. Just do it. I feel stressed about it because I'm doing something that I care about. I want it to be done well. Right? When I know I'm slipping into bad stress versus having good stress, which is like pressure, bad stress is like hurting yourself, is like, I find myself being stressed, but instead of continuing going with the stress, I shut down every possible path that I could go into. I find myself being like, okay, I can't do that, and I can't do that, and I can't do that, and I shouldn't do that, or I should already know how to do this, and I can't. And I'm like realizing that I'm just keeping myself pinned up in this little box. And it's like, I can't go in any direction. I just have to stay still and not do anything. Versus when I get over it, I'm taking ASL right now. I had a teacher from my high school. Crazy nostalgia moment. I'm taking online classes to learn ASL. And she was talking about how like when we have a plan for our lives and God shows us where we're supposed to go, all we have to focus on is the next step. Like the first right step in the right direction. That's it. Don't worry about the steps after that. Right? Just take the right step, because there's a wrong step. There's a way to like shut yourself down, or like take a step off the path and be like, I got to do this other thing before I get to this thing that I really want to do. No, do the thing. That's the first right step, but don't think about the other steps that come after that. And I was like, man, that's really good. And so like, when I get into that mindset and I'm like taking a step forward, I'm progressing forward without knowing whether it'll work or not. Because that's not the point at that level. I'm like, I'm trying to grow this thing. I'm trying to do this new thing. I'm trying to grow classes or start a new class or think about like a new curriculum or build a curriculum or whatever. And I'm like, I'm taking the first step this direction. And that is the good thing, because it's more about pruning weakness out of me. Not in like a boot camp kind of way, but it's like, this is something that I'm scared of. Let me remove this fear, and so I can grow into something that's healthy, like a healthy plant. That doesn't mean the stress goes away when you're actually taking it. I'm like waiting for the results or working towards the results as I'm doing it. And I'm like, oh man, like I hope this works out. And I hear stuff like that all the time with like competition or recital and students that do stuff like that. It's like some kids are like, oh no, and they're like crying or they're like freaking out. I'm like, this is too far. This is too far, right? This should not affect you in this way, because it's not that big a deal. And sometimes it is a big deal for where they're at right now. And sometimes you do things that are a really big deal, but like, it's not a big deal in the way that it'll affect you permanently forever. Like your whole life will be different. And if you mess it up, your whole life will be negative for the rest of your life. Like, whoa. Whoa. Versus other kids, I'm like, I'm nervous. I'm like, hey, both of you should get into the same room and share that nervousness. You're doing and being nervous with a teammate Not because you're like terrified out of your mind, but because you're nervous because you care about the results that are happening. And like these are things that I've done in dance studios that I've worked for. I'm now doing with my own students now, right? So I have a student, her name is Giselle, and she's auditioning for a dance team. And she was so nervous doing it every time we started changing the trajectory of her lessons into like, let's do this practice, this training for this audition so that you hopefully get in. And if you don't get in, number one, they made a huge mistake because you're a great dancer and you'd be a great contribution to the team, objectively. Subjectively, you are still winning because you're training yourself for this thing that you want to do. And if it's not this team, you kind of audition for another team. And you've already trained for this, so you kind of already used to this environment, right? And so as we started training, it's like we're training for the purposes of getting on this team. And I'm like, she would be like, I'm so nervous. I've never done anything like this before. I'm like, that's good. You should be nervous. You care about what happens. You want to be on this thing. I'll take someone like a dancer who's nervous about the results of what's going on over someone who doesn't care. Any day of the week. If the person who doesn't care is objectively a better dancer, I'll take the worser dancer. That's awful grammar, right? The dancer who has less experience, who isn't as good as this other person because they're nervous, because it means they care and they're going to put their effort into it. That's where work ethic gets built or gets strengthened if you already have a really good work ethic, right? So, which Giselle has great work ethic. But the idea is like she's working towards this team. And she's working, I think she already put in the video audition. The point is like, I'm doing this thing and I'm working towards this thing because I want to go into this thing and I've never done this before and I'm terrified. And I'm like, good. Good. That's okay. It's okay to acknowledge that because that means you're growing towards something, right? When I talk to new dancers who take my classes for the first time, I'm like, we're going to start the foundations and we're going to keep going until you stop. And we know that's where your level is. And we're going to stay there so we can softly push that upwards. We're not pushing it. We are pushing it. And it is moving upwards. So you're going to enter a territory you've never been before. Are you nervous? Sure. Good. That's fine. That's good. But we have to push that boundary. So when you're doing something new, you're pushing that boundary. Right? Stepping out and having like a paid, like I'm doing the book, but I'm also creating dance prompts so that people can have like daily dance prompts that they do to make dance like a regular daily practice for them, right? Dance is a practice that you do. It's for your life, regardless of what you do with it. And so I'm like, oh man, I really hope this works. I'm like asking people to give me money for this service that I'm doing, which is like, duh. I have a business. I charge people for the training that I give them because it's valuable. And these things that I'm putting out, the book and the dance prompts, are valuable. But I've never done this before. So all of a sudden I'm nervous. And so then I go back into this thing. I'm like, is this stopping me from taking the next step forward? No. Absolutely not. Am I still nervous? Yes. Totally. Completely nervous. Right? And the next person that I have is Amy. Amy is like recently just became a widow. And so like when she talked to me about the lessons that she was taking, she's like, I have this wall that happens when I'm about to leave my house. I'm like, I don't want to leave my house. I just want to stay here. This is more comfortable for me. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, I know I want to take these lessons. So I'm like scared and I'm nervous to do this thing. And I get this anxiety and then I push past it and I get to the lesson and the lesson is always awesome. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Dance is amazing for you and you're doing a great job. But she has this trepidation that comes because as a widow, she's transitioning into a new area of her life. She's never taken dance lessons before. You know what I mean? It's like, this is a big deal. This is a big thing for your life, for her life specifically. And I'm so proud of her for the things that she's doing. Like she's stepping forward into this transition that she's never experienced before. She just recently became a widow. She just recently started taking dance lessons. This is like huge new things that she's never done before. And I'm like, that's incredible. Is she nervous? Yes, she should be. That's a good thing. First of all, it's a normal feeling. And second of all, it's a good thing because she cares about it. She's not just like punching herself in the face and being like, I'm going to do things that I know I'm awful at and then stop. She's like, no, I'm going to try to do my best at this thing. I'm super nervous because I hope it goes well. And she's going to the right person. Because I'm like, this is for your life. This isn't just to get good at dancing and leave. I care about you as a person. You as the person is the most important part of this whole lesson. Not even me. Not even dance. Not even the music. You, the person. You are the most important thing. That's what my whole business is centered around. If there's no person, if there's no personal goals, if there's no personal growth, why are we doing this? There's no point in doing this at all. I mean, if you become a great dancer but you still hate yourself, like, what does it matter? If you then use dance and from the bottom up, go from like the body into the mind and say like, because I've experienced this feeling in my mind, I now have confidence and I'm appreciating more things about myself and loving myself and my identity more because of these dance lessons. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we should be talking about. Come on. Like people, dancers and dance teachers already know that this has a huge effect on them, the teachers and the students and the relationship between them. So why are we unintentionally helping people? That's why Be Hunter Dance was created. We're intentionally doing this. This is all intentional growth. The third person is you. Anything that you're doing that takes focus, that is a new transition into a new place, or even an old thing that you keep getting this like pushback against, push through that. It's going to help you so much, and you're going to learn something new about that thing and about yourself. And you're going to grow in that thing and grow in yourself. It's an awesome experience. It really, really is. So, good stress sees the opportunity forward and says, this is how I feel about it. I'm validating my feelings here, but I'm going to keep moving forward. Bad stress says, this feeling, this opportunity that you're looking at, you should not be taking this. It's not worth the feelings that you're going through. It keeps you in the comfort zone. It keeps you from stepping out into something that you actually do want to do and actually grow in an area that you actually do want to grow in. And it says, don't do that. Don't do that. Imagine if you had a friend. Imagine if you had a friend that knows that you want to start writing a book or taking dance lessons, right? You've never taken dance lessons before. You're however old, you think you're too late to dance, and you're like, man, I want to do this thing. And your friend looks you dead in the face and says, why? Don't do that. It's too late for you. Don't stop. No, it's too much risk. You can embarrass yourself. You probably will embarrass yourself. And then what? Then you'll be an permanent embarrassment to yourself. And you always have this regret of taking this dance lesson. First of all, if you have friends like that, cut them out of your life. If you looked at yourself in the face, that's your moment to realize this person's not my friend. I should not be listening to you. We all have that internal voice that's like, don't do that, bro. I'm like, I'm not listening to that voice. There's another voice that's me, that's actually me, and is like, man, I'm freaked out right now, but I'm doing this thing. That's the voice you need to listen to. Right? Or even if it's not you specifically or like intimately, it's like your nephew, your son, your daughter, right? Or your niece. And you're like, I want to put them and give them this opportunity to learn dance because it seems like they would really enjoy it and it would really be beneficial to them. And another mom or whoever, another boomer, looks you in the face, or millennial actually, or even Gen Z people have kids. And the point is, another parent or whoever is like, no, I would never do that to my kid. My kid has no rhythm. They have no coordination. They'll just embarrass themselves. And then I'll be embarrassed. I'll have to pull them out, and that'll just be wasted money. It's going to be the same thing for your kid. You're like, first of all, you have an awful idea about your children. Second of all, I'm not going to believe that about my children. Get away from me. That voice is never beneficial. So when it becomes not beneficial, that's when you know it's bad stress that's keeping you back. But when it's good stress, it's like, you can do this. Feel the feelings, but still do the thing. Right? If you're doing something hard, it's probably because it is hard. Good. Do hard things. Love yourself while you're doing hard things, but do hard things. Yeah, it's a really legitimate way to view the dance journey, because you're like, man, was everything in my dance journey awesome? No. Sometimes I'm exhausted and I want to like go to sleep. Sometimes I'm pushing through the sleep and like getting an adrenaline rush from this thing that I love. And then you hit goals and you're like, yes. And then there's times where you don't succeed, and that's fine. It's a growth journey. Like I remember being, this is the last story. I remember being in middle school, high school, maybe a freshman in high school, and there was this older dancer in the studio, and he was doing this move or this piece of choreography he was trying to create, and I was trying to learn it, and I couldn't get past like the first few moves. And I was aware of the fact that I couldn't do it. And I was freaking out. And I was like, this is awful. Like, and he was like trying to calm me down because he could tell I was getting stressed. Bad stressed. And now I look back at that and I'm like, I remember how I felt. But did that change the whole trajectory of my whole dance journey? No. No. No, probably the choreography he was doing now is stuff that I do in my sleep, bro. To think that your life stays permanently in one place for the whole dance journey, that's what's going to cause you bad stress, or that's what bad stress is trying to convince you of. Good stress is like, this is going to change, and I'm not sure how it's changing, and that's kind of scary, but let's do it. Because that's how your dance journey should progress. It should be organically changing and morphing and shape shifting, you know? So, hope that helps. The whole business is about that. You have a dance journey. It's organic. It changes. It ebbs, it flows. You grow. You have setbacks. You have wins. You have losses. Those are all good things. All of it. Because you see the dance journey change. And a lot of times I've had moments where things didn't go well, or they were a quote unquote loss, and I preferred it that way. I learned so much more from the fact that it didn't go the way I wanted it to. And you can experience that as well. Like it's a awesome feeling. It's a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful evolution, you know. So hit me up, b100dance.com, as well as at b100dance, and let's hear it for all the people who are taking the risk. Yeah, give yourself a round of applause. Applause, 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 applause. Okay, so have a great day. We're going back to reactions Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we're gonna have a different reaction of series that I'm calling the Movement of the Great on Substack. You can actually, I have a little folder, a little section that says reaction videos. So all of them will be there when I'm reacting to videos of real life dancers. So that's gonna be fun. Have a great day. If you need anything, hit me up, and here's some information on the stuff that I do.